Welcome back. So we've looked at negation, or complements, in the previous video. Now we'll look at something else, also random, also unrelated to the previous concept of negation. But let's talk about odds and odds makers. And again, this is because probability and gambling have a long and storied history. So let's kind of relate what we know now to the odds pages and odds tables you might see in a sports column or in Vegas or something like that. So when you are given odds, something like 1 to 12, that's how this is pronounced, 1 to 12, that your horse has a 1 to 12 odds of winning the race. What that means is if you bet $1 and the horse wins, you get $12. That's what odds means for gambling. So how does that relate to probability? That's my question. Does that mean we have a 1 in 12 chance? I mean, if so, this would be the fairest gamble possible. But actually, no. Whenever you're looking at betting odds, the ratio is not what we're used to with simple probability. It's actually number of outcomes in favor to outcomes against. So it's not simple probability. Simple probability is outcomes in favor divided by total outcomes. So this 1 to 12 odds does not give 1 in 13 probability. I'm sorry, it does. Right? 1 in 12 odds does not give 1 in 12 probability, it gives 1 in 13. Because this is saying out of 13 races or 13 tries, this horse wins once and loses the other 12 times. So that's 1 in 13 probability there. And that's just a nuance for it. There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, it's to make it clear what the results of your bet will get you. That's why they post odds like this. Also, it's a little more enticing than 1 in 13 for your probability of success. So a couple reasons there. All right, so to avoid using copyright infringement, suppose for me that this sports team has a 15% chance of winning the big game of sports ball this year. What are their odds? Right, this is their probability. This is the probability of them winning. So what odds would you post? Well, let's think about it. 15%, I could write as 15 over 100. 15 would be the desired outcomes, and 100 would be the total outcomes, which is desired plus not desired. So if 15 plus something is 100, that means that something, that other number, has to be 85. So my odds would be 15 to 85, which I guess I could divide everything by 5 just to make the ratio a little easier on the eyes, and I would call 3 to 17. Meaning if you bet $3 that this team would win and they actually did, you would get $17. That's how that goes down. You're like, oh, wow, that's a good return on investment. Well, true, but these betting odds are never really super duper in favor of you. Of course, to answer the big question of how does Vegas set their odds, I'll go ahead and answer this question the most succinct way I can. Nope, I am not getting into that. This is not going to become a gambling channel. I am not going to get into gambling theory. Honestly, the best advice I can give my students about gambling is don't. The expected value for pretty much any game you can consider at Vegas, except for, I guess, poker, which is heavily skill-based. Other than that, though, every other game you can play, including just betting on sporting events, not in your favor. The expected value, pretty much always negative. So how does Vegas do it? Don't want to get into it. Don't care. You don't need to know. Just don't do it. All right, so I hope that settles that. And if not, we will look at the lottery in detail in the next couple of videos. I'll see you then.